Screen. And we are live, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome everyone back. I know we've had a week off for the Rent a Girlfriend podcast, but we are back and with a vengeance. Because not only do you get one episode, you get two for the price of one video.
So this podcast is going to go on for like 3 hours, right?
Not quite. Not quite. Just maybe twice as much as we normally do it. But, you know, we can also skip past all the boring stuff, a.k.a. good majority of it. JK! Haha! Hello, Mr. Smart75. You are here to witness the greatness that is episode 10 and 11. As you've heard already, we got co-hosts. Introduce yourselves.
Hi, my name is C-Tactics.
One at a time, damn it.
Like... Hi, I do C-Tactics, and I am the person.
Wait, I thought I was C-Tactics.
Oh. No, you're the other guy.
Hi, my name is Rising Sun Reviews. And I am the guy who does the thing.
Yes, and I am the C-Tactics, the guy who also does the things.
One of you has to be the other guy. That's
exactly, we both are.
That's according to Mr. Smart 75. But
no, you should be the other guy this week.
You're right. I'll be the other guy. Damn it. So, before we get into this week's episode, let's talk a little bit about last week's episode, which was, I forgot the name of it, but basically what it was like an arranged girlfriend experience.
Or yeah, like Kazuma set up Chizuru with his friend, whose name I forgot.
Yeah, hold on. I just call him the friend. I don't know. He's who's texting? All right. Get out of here.
He's the friend guy who was rented the other girl, Riku. Was it Riku? Is that her name?
Ruka. Yeah, I got the list now.
Close. Okay, perfect.
Yeah. But yeah, like he was upset, he was embarrassed, he's like, oh god, whatever. So then
he basically hated all women.
Kazuya had the bright idea to, you know what, go ahead and make him feel better, Chizuru, which I kind of thought was weird at the beginning, because it's just like, if you do that, you would think that the friend would find out and be like, hey, what is this nonsense? Why is this happening? You would think he'd put two and two together, but it didn't seem like he did until like Kazuya basically was like, yeah, I hired a girlfriend. It was me, playa. So
well, he figured out like who else could it be, because he thought it was Ruka at first, but then like he didn't think it was Kazuya, because why would Kazuya do that? But yeah, I thought it was actually an interesting way to go about that with the whole rental girlfriend dynamic.
Yeah, and I just thought it was, I don't know, it was a bit wholesome at times, but especially how Kazuya basically was doing a test run of telling the truth and whatnot.
Yeah, it shows there's actually might be some progression with this character.
But he has still yet to come clean about everything else to everyone else. Just the one friend who I found out his name is Shun? I don't fucking know.
Shit.
I would not have known that.
I know. S-H-U-N. Shun.
It's more like Shu.
We'll just call him Shu for the remainder of the podcast.
Can we throw a Shu at sea?
Well, if it can reach that far and you can make it go that far, I say yes.
Alright, I need to go outside for a second.
Alright, well, Rising's getting a shoe. let's in-depth talk about... Did anything else happen in that episode? I just remember, like...
Nothing really happened in that episode. I mean, nothing really happens in any of the episodes, but, like, when you have, like... I mean, we were watching 2 episodes. I literally barely remember, like, episode 11 from yesterday, let alone last week's episode. I mean, last week's episode to me really just stood out as another just boring episode that really didn't go anywhere, didn't really do much.
Mm-hmm.
it just did a lot of the same thing that Rent-A-Girlfriend always does, which is do the same thing we already seen a billion times, but hot anime girls.
Right. Right.
That's
That's pretty much it. And I guess it gave Shun more of a appreciation for wanting to get himself a legit girlfriend as opposed to just running one.
Yeah,
Like,
I thought it was interesting too, since it like sort of wrapped up his story, and like because after Ruka basically said that she was a rental girlfriend to Kazuya, his story is kind of forgotten. So this like bringing that back and sort of resolving it.
Yeah. Yeah, it was it was a decent resolution. It wasn't like, oh my god, this was a great episode. It was just like it was fine for what it was. It wasn't like mind blowing.
I mean, I
didn't dislike the episode, though. It was not like a great episode. Does that make sense?
No, I totally get where you're coming from because I felt the same way. I'm like, okay, it had some tender moments, but not anything to the point where you're wanting to see more. It's just more of a okay, that's a good episode of a terrible show. that's basically what you get it.
I mean, this anime so far has given me no reason whatsoever to, like, even when there's an episode that you guys perceive as like modernly decent for what it is, to me it hasn't even earned the benefit of the doubt. So to me it's another bad episode. Because it's like you could have a good episode randomly or like a decent episode for what it is, but it doesn't mean anything when you're putting out episode after episode of just like trash garbage.
Right.
So
and
it's really difficult for me to get on board with literally any of it, even if it is, even if it does have some merit of some kind.
Right. And
yeah, I can see shows like that where it's like the show takes so long to get you interested, or you just like lost all interest. So even when there's something that's technically interesting, you just don't care.
Yeah.
It's like why should I even care when by the next episode none of it's going to matter anyways, and there's going to be no resolution to anything or even anything to resolute. It's just a bunch of things happening, and that's what this episode at the end. It's just at the end of the day, whatever. People put like a lot of hard work into it. They probably felt good about it, but it doesn't mean anything. Like the show doesn't doesn't mean anything. The show without meaning.
Yeah, I can definitely see where you guys are coming from, but I don't know. I guess for me, it's one of those when there is a lot of bad episodes in a particular show that's just all around bad, I don't know. You take what you can get, so to speak, whenever...
Yeah, it's like, I expect more suffering. I'm like, oh, that was kind of enjoyable.
Yeah, so I can at least say, yeah, exactly that. It's like, yeah, it's enjoyable, but it's not like I'm going to go out of my way to come back and watch this episode on my own free will. You know what I mean? I'm just like, okay, that was cool. Let's talk about how cool it was and move on and never see it again.
Right. Yeah, it's like some of those like really popular, well-regarded shows. Like they have interesting parts, but then like takes forever to get to them. So it's like by the time they just like, oh, yeah, I guess people like it because of that. But yeah, I lost interest 12 episodes ago.
Right, and it wasn't even one of those where there's some shows or even anime where like you go through a bunch of crap just to get to the really, really good parts of the show, and then you realize, oh, that was so worth it. Like Shield Hero, you go through the philollies to get to the part where what's her face gets hers at the end. that made it all worthwhile. Mine, thank you.
I dropped it after like 12 episodes.
Oh, it's a really good show. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I tend to drop a lot of things people like.
I've noticed.
See, what should I heel turn on this time?
ReZero Season 2.
I mean, episode 9 was kind of a letdown.
There you go.
All right. Well then, I don't really remember anything else from this episode other than the tail end where where freaking Chizuru is talking about, hey, there's this new girl that I want you to see and make her feel better. Like, that was at the very end of episode 10. And I'm like, okay, now
Yeah, like have a practice date with her.
now we're going to see this new person, and that leads into today's episode, which is episode 11. And we are finally introduced to the new girl, the fourth girl, mind you, that makes up the cover art of this anime, and that is none other than Sumi. And she's definitely very different from all the other girls that are on this show, and it's both a good thing, but at the same time, it's really stupid. And let me explain that. Because to me, her character seems very innocent, seems very sweet, but why in the world are you doing this line of work? And she kind of justifies it by saying, well, I want to break out of my shell and I don't want to be so shy and I want to talk to people. Girl, there are other ways to do that than to get paid to be someone else's girlfriend for money. And that's where I call bullshit on this whole thing.
She's a character to fit an archetype, to fit into the series, so that you will do the Waifu Wars things with her.
That is literally all that she is. Because
she's like a Mary Sue.
Yeah, sure. She is basically just there just for people to go, oh, I like that type of girl. Even though it's so unrealistic for her to do that sort of thing in her line of work. Now, maybe if she was acting that way, like if she was acting like that kind of girlfriend, then I'd be like, okay, I'm all for that. That's her character. But this is who she is all the time, even when she's not being the rental girlfriend. And that to me is just, I don't know. It's just it's so weird.
It kind of fits with, since all the other girls we've had has had some sort of reason they got into the rent-a-girlfriend business. Like Chizuru to like practice acting, Ruka to like find someone who will actually make her feel something. And now hers, like, she does not like herself, so she thinks this will be a way to force her out of it. That definitely seems kind of forced. Like they just say, we need her to be a real girlfriend. Okay, we need a reason for her. So then they like go backwards with their logic.
Right. And
instead of it being like a natural fit.
Right. I feel like the only one who's naturally like good at being a rental girlfriend, is Chizuru, and that's only because she's trying to get some money on the side to to become an actress. Hers makes sense. Ruka because of her heart thing, and Sumi because she don't want to be shy. It's just, those are really dumb reasons in my opinion.
It's convoluted, but at least it gives them some reason to do it. Though it definitely feels, I do agree, it seems like Sumi is like, oh, you like quiet shy girls? Okay, we'll give you one of these.
We'll give you one where she's just, arigato. Like, Jesus.
Yeah, she doesn't say a fucking thing. She's literally like a blank character that she has no personality. She has no connection to any of the characters whatsoever. Her only meaning for existence is literally because they wanted her to exist.
But see, I mean, she's cute.
That is just not a good enough reason to like a character. I mean,
but she's like Kisa.
But Kisa has a backstory that's tragic, and you want to see her get better and talk and speak and be a normal child.
Like, maybe this character also has her tragic backstory too. We'll get that next episode.
Her backstory is that she wants to break out from being shy. Right, in episode... Let me say that right away. This is episode 11 where we're introduced to a new character, and the season's ending next week.
Yeah, but there's going to be like 4 more seasons, so there's plenty of time.
Oh, gag me with a spoon.
Plenty of time to do nothing. Let me ask you guys, what happened in this episode?
He goes on a date with Sumi just to break her from being shy, and then Mommy comes in and does her bitch stuff, and
okay.
Then at the very end we get that oh my god twist, which I want to go more in depth with that, but you have the floor. See.
Well, okay, so I ask you that because you paid attention. Throughout any of this, was there any character progression of any kind? Was there any resolution to anything?
Not really. I don't think there was
there
any kind of progress other than Sumi getting fucking words out and doing that whole thing at the end where she's like, "Thank you for the date," and then just leaves, running away.
What is the footprint that this anime is going to leave once it finishes airing? Because I can tell you for a fact what it is.
Yeah,
but
and
what do you think?
I can tell you exactly what it is too. It's just it's a girl of the week type anime. It's a, hey, look, she's got a bow on her head. Hey, she looks good in those underwear. Hey, she's the shy one. That's all that it is. It's a waifu wars. That's what this anime is.
Nobody's gonna talk about this anime after this season is done. Nobody.
Other than the girls.
You know why?
The only ones that they'll talk about are the girls.
Right. And there's a reason for that. It's because people are horny bastards.
Yep. I mean...
But nobody's going to talk about the anime itself. Nobody's going to talk about the merits of the story.
Nope.
Was there a rising and falling action?
Nope.
Or was there a climax? Was there a resolution?
I mean, there was some sort of climax.
Nothing.
Yeah, people aren't going to talk about that type of climax, though.
Yeah. Freaking Kazuya is going to be an afterthought when this is all said and done. Like, who is Kazuya? I mean, we know who he is, but no one's gonna, like you said, no one's gonna remember him at all. Everyone's gonna remember, oh, Chizuru, oh, Sumi, oh, Raka, Mommy, and whatever. They're all fantastic people that I just want to hug.
Yeah, I mean, this is just... Like, this is one of the laziest fucking stories that you could possibly watch. And there's nothing to it. It's like eating a hamburger without it's just the bread. It's just a bread.
Oh.
It's just a hamburger buns. That's just like what you're expecting when you bite in.
I've been there.
See, you're making me want a cheeseburger.
I would at least prefer it with some cheese.
You know this is a bad idea.
Or it's like a really small burger patty right in the middle of it, and it's like burnt and charred.
Oh.
And you bite into it expecting this luscious, just like this great burger, and you just get bread and like a little bit of that burnt charcoal taste. Oh,
and
that's what this anime is.
I too have also been there, and it is not good for anyone involved.
Yeah, no, it's definitely not. I mean, this show is like, Jesus. Like, what are they doing in this show? I mean, really.
That's literally all they're doing is just doing a pick your waifu, freaking right, Mr. Smart 75. At least we have one more podcast left. That's literally the only thing we got going for us, and I'm looking forward to it. And I guess I want to touch more on the last scene that we saw, which is so dumb, but I guess it was kind of brought up a little bit in the last episode because the friend kind of looks up her name and sees that she's right there as a rental girlfriend. So, Mommy does the same thing with Sumi, sees that she's a rental girlfriend. Now I ask you this: if you don't want people to know who you are and you go into college and all this other shit, why would you use your real name and have it out there for everyone to see if you don't want people to know what you do? I mean,
manufactured drama.
At least strippers use fake names. You don't know their real names,
Well, if you have a fake name, you give that out to your clients and everything, and then they introduce you to someone else as that fake name, and then they look you up with that fake name. Even though it's all fake, it still links back to you.
This is very true.
So the way it could work for Chizuru is because she has her two different looks, the girlfriend look and then the person who blends into the shadows look.
Put on the glasses.
Yeah. But at the same time, that wouldn't do anything because Mommy knows her as Chizuru. Even if that was a fake name, she could still look her up.
No, you are absolutely right. So I guess ultimately it's all dumb. it's all stupid, and you could easily look someone up and find them. So if you're destined to be a rental girlfriend, you are forever known to be a rental girlfriend. If that's the case, you know, you can't never hide it.
Yeah, especially since like you'd have your photograph there. So if you like change your look when you got out of the business and just never use that name again, maybe. But as long as you're in that business, it's kind of hard to keep that a secret, especially if it's somewhere where clients can search for you and stuff.
Right.
It's not like strippers have their own database online where you can look them up. There's like at that one place.
Right. They are only at the club, so they're not going out and about with people, at least not legally. But yeah, that's how that would work. Yeah, Is anyone like, oh my god, about the next episode, or they're about to be caught?
No, I'm actually curious what will happen. Like, what is Mommy after by doing this, and will we get some sort of resolution here?
Oh my god, I forgot Mommy's back in this show.
Yeah, she is. She's super jealous because, you know, first she thought that Kazuya is a two-timing Chizuru, and then she's like, why am I so fixated on this guy? I don't know why I like it. And I can tell you exactly why it is. It's because you're a horrible person. It was okay when you broke up with him, but then the second that he is happy and he's out doing his own thing, you can't stand for that. And I hate people that are like that.
Let me ask the chat, what do you guys think about Mommy being back in the show? Like, when she first appeared in this episode, what were your initial, like emotional reactions to it? Because mine was, and then an eye roll. All right.
An all right. All right. We're ready to do this, all right?
All right. We're the Sex Pistols. 1, 2, fuck you.
All right.
All right.
Oh my god. And
cancel C Tactics, man.
Cancels, yeah, all the way. I mean, it's coming back. You know, if you thought canceling people in general was great, canceling C Tactics is the best thing possible.
Yeah, there you go. I posted in the chat.
Mr. Smart says nothing, literally just more cliche.
Yeah.
That's probably the two worst reactions. Is an ol' rye and literally no reaction.
All right. She's back in the show, and I mean, to be honest, nothing was happening, so we needed her. Well, that's interesting, Mr. Mizu Sauce Mix.
That's an interesting way to approach that.
Right, because to be honest, there really wasn't anything going on. Then all of a sudden we throw a wrench in the freaking cogs, and now we have Mommy going, stone cold killer on people.
Does that mean we'll get a wrestling match to end the series?
You know what? I would prefer it if they had a wrestling match at the end where we have Mommy on this side, Chizuru on this side. Are you ready? Are you ready? Let's get it on. And then they start fighting. That would make the last episode at least redeemable in some qualities.
This is basically what happens when we don't drop the boring shows early on and see where they go.
Oh my god. You know that actually, I think about it, that'd probably be more like I would be more invested in that than the God of High School. So I don't know what to say at this point. Two of the worst shows of the season: God of High School and Rent a Girlfriend.
I mean, there's another one.
Was that this season?
There is another one that has yet to been spoken of. One that was lost in the grave of old ages, and that's Peter Grill. And if anyone here has seen Peter Grill, they know what I'm talking about.
I haven't seen Peter Grill.
Well,
I've heard good things about it for some reason.
If you watch the first episode, that's all you'll need to be like, really? This is a show?
Okay, the season also had Izaki-chan, so I guess this might not be the worst of the season.
This is bad in terms of like stuff being boring, but Peter Grill is bad in terms of everything that is anime.
Okay, Peter Grill is known throughout the land as the world's strongest fighter. He has a girlfriend who he's steadily trying to get closer with. Life is good for him until he realizes that dozens of women who want to bear strong children are vying for his seed.
Oh god.
Yep.
That's the time we're on now.
I'm not even joking. The very first episode He cheats on his girlfriend. He actually gets tempted by...
No, Mitch, no!
Hey, yo, no. No, he's not a good
Don't
role
do it.
model. Because not only does he cheat on 2 orcs, he cheats on an elf and an ogre and all other mythical beasts. Oh.
Is Peter Grill a talking grill?
No, that's just his last name, and they say it all.
George
Peter
Foreman's gonna
Grill.
come out. George Foreman's like, I'm gonna sell my talking grill. It's called Peter Grill.
It's a real knockout package. Freaking, and then the badooch. That kind of worked out the way that it did, but yes, he does. There, freaking Etchy Donut. He sure does. The very first episode, he
Griffin. That's what I always think.
yeah. Hi, I'm Peter Griffin, and I'm gonna have sex with this faunus. Yeah.
So are you doing a podcast on that show next?
On Peter Griffin? Oh my God, I love Family Guy. I'd talk about it for hours.
All right, you watch Family Guy, and we watch the Peter Grill anime, and then we try thinking we both watch the same thing.
I'll just do the whole thing as Peter Griffin, where I'm just like, "Hi, I'm Peter Grill, and I have me a girlfriend. I love her, but oh, do you see these women's boobs? Oh, so nice."
Guess this boob. That's my boob. That's my side boob.
It's like, do you like that boob? Well, you shouldn't, because that's my side boob. Oh, slapping my knee. Okay. I think we've talked about this show long enough, because now we're talking about Family Guy and Peter Grill.
There's nothing to talk about with this show. It's
Not
terrible.
not really. That's
Complaining
it.
every week.
Yeah, well, next week, ladies and gentlemen, if y'all are still with us listening to this podcast right now, our next and final episode will be next Saturday. Well,
All
I
right,
don't
time
know
to
if
go jump out a
I
window.
don't know if it will be next Saturday. It may sometime next week. I'll just say that. I'll just see
Yeah,
how my
probably
schedule
Saturday,
is.
but we'll see what happens.
Right, exactly. So, in the meantime, thank you all for stopping by, tuning in, listening to us rant about this absolutely amazing show that no one will talk about in 2 years from now. But yeah. See y'all later. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.